Hello, hello, my beloved souls. Blessed be, blessed day. I'm Autumn, the Enlightened daughter. For those of you who don't know me, and for those of you who do, welcome back, High Vibe Tribe. So, this is just a very vulnerable moment, I guess. I was talking to one of my girlfriends about just the whole process that I'm on, the mountains that I've been climbing and the trials and the tribulations of life, and how exhausting, it can be, and how isolating it can feel, and how heavy. And with all of these planetary transits that have been happening, it feels ceaseless, right? And thankless a lot of the times, the stuff that I do. Whether that's, the life, sex, spirituality coaching, whether that's working as an intuitive healer, whether that's doing readings for people, sometimes I get feedback and I'm so excited about it, especially when I do readings for people, because it's just like quick and to the point. But I love coaching, right? Because I love to see the long-term changes that go on. And I love to see people accomplishing their goals and their dreams and, like pushing themselves and not even knowing how amazing and how dynamic they are. I love that. And I've been doing so much of this just from a space of just like giving and giving and giving and giving and not receiving, and it's been coming like overwhelming, right? Like I'm a single mom, I have two kids that I need to take care of, I have my own bills and things that I need to get situated, and so there's this like energy of turmoil of I don't feel complete if I'm not serving with the what am I going to do to take care of my family, like if that's not enough, and I think for a long time there was this belief that I couldn't do both, or that it wouldn't necessarily meld, or at least that's what we were taught, because it's kind of like you're raised, especially if you're raised like Christian like I was, it's like if you do the spiritual work you can't receive any monetary gain from it, or you shouldn't be prosperous as well. So there's an inner conflict, because I forget who said it, but there's a dope quote that's like, it's hard to be a light worker when you're worried about keeping your lights on, and like that's a real thing. And it's exhausting sometimes to keep pushing forward when it feels like the entire world is against you, right? Like as a light worker, as a way shower, as those of us that are here, mainly if you're here in the High Vibe Chat with me, I'm pretty sure that you can resonate with this. Like we're going against the grain, right? Like our thoughts, our beliefs, our desires, our goals, um, the way that we're viewing life is very much not what we were raised to think, and not what a lot of the world thinks, right? Because what, like 70 or 80% of the world follows one of the three major religions, and all three of them have basically the Old Testament, it's kind of like their go-to book to begin their teaching. So got 70-80% of the world telling you you're bugging, you're crazy, you're wrong, you're stupid, like God doesn't love you, or you're just a woman, or you're less than this, or you're empty, or you're making this up, and like all the shit, right? And in the midst of all of this, you're opening your hearts and opening your hands and opening your souls and opening your homes and opening your wallets and giving and healing and transmuting for the same people that are spitting in your face. And it's exhausting, right? And cleaning this up, cleaning it up for your lineage, cleaning it up for your tribe, cleaning it up for yourself, cleaning it up for, the seven generations before you and the seven generations that are coming after you. This shit is exhausting. It's exhausting, and I tell you guys all of this, and I'm always authentic and I'm always real when I, do my readings and do my messages with you guys. And I tell you that you're not alone in this, like if I'm giving you a process, if I'm going through an activation, it's because I already went through the process. It's because I've already done the activations, because I've already walked those steps. It's because that information was already gifted to me to share with you guys. I tell you guys all the time, like I'm not out here giving you information just like theoretically and like, oh, I picked this up in this book. No, it's like I'm applying this shit in my life to see if it's working, right? Like I'm walking this path with you. I'm in the dirt. I'm in the valley. I'm walking through the fucking shadow of bones. I'm crying. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I'm in the desert. I'm getting turned around. I'm seeing mirages. Like all of the same things. You guys are not alone in this, right? Like just because I happen to have a channel and I'm speaking about it doesn't mean that I'm not growing through it with you. It just means that I am sharing my journey with you so that you don't think that you're alone, because none of you are alone in this, right? Like I am a work in progress. We're all a work in progress. If we were perfect, wouldn't need to be here anymore. We came to this fucking earth school to learn some really valuable lessons, right? And so these are part of the growing pains, right? And even that like it's growing pains, like we don't have to suffer, right? We don't have to have this like fake martyrdom in us, that we seem to all be like ingrained with at children, right? Like what happened to the joy, what happened to the fun, what happened to the pleasure? I'm so honored to have like Neil Donald Walsh as one of like, like my mentors, and like Michael Bernard Beckwith and Reagan Hillier and Lisa, Nichols. Like these are the people that I look to, that are guiding me, that are still here on this planet, that are helping to expand my mind, to expand my heart, to remind me of my sovereignty and my luminosity and my strengths, right? And the power that I have over my life. And so when I get these nuggets of information, whether it's from living beings or the higher realms, that's why I come through to share it with you guys. That's why I show up week after week. I get messages sometimes in emails, or I'll get a DM or something, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram, or an email at theenlighteneddaughter@gmail.com. And those little messages, few and far in between, remind me of why I do this stuff every day. They remind me of why I show up. Like I tell people all the time, especially in my personal life, like if I've only helped one person, then at least I helped one person. Then my life wasn't in vain. Like I've been walking this earth for 45 years, and I've had the honor and the privilege to know for a fact, that I've touched thousands of lives personally. I know that for a fact. And that brings me great joy every day, because I ask God, just use me as a vessel. I just want to help people and be the best version of themselves, right? I just want to help people see themselves as you see them, right? To just love. Like everybody just wants to be loved. Everybody just wants to be loved. I'm just looking at the world, and I'm looking at a whole bunch of kids just throwing fucking tantrums because everybody just wants to be loved, and they're all expressing it in different ways. But we're all asking for the same thing. And when you come to understand how much you are loved, how valuable you are, how worthy you are, you start to look at life different. You start to show up in life differently. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a really beautiful thing. It's a gift. So, I say all of that to say this, guys. Like, you're not alone in this. And we've been going uphill for a really long time. And I know your arms are tired. I know your legs are tired. I know your heart is heavy. I know it's really overwhelming, right? But again, we're all going through this together. The processes that I'm giving you, the activations that I've done, when I'm encouraging you to meditate, when I'm encouraging you to ground, when I'm, sharing songs with you or journal prompts, like all of those things are to help you become the best version of yourself, so that you know that you walk with this light in this faith, and you have the courage to keep going, right? Because when it gets heavy, when it gets stormy, when it seems like nothing is moving, right? You're on the bridge in the fucking dark in the middle of the storm, and you can't see if you're coming or going. You don't know if you got turned around. You don't know if you're moving in the right direction. Everything in you is like, just go back, just go back, just go back, right? There's that one small part of you, right? Your ego was like, go back, just double back, go back. It's safer where we came from, right? But your soul is like, we got this, right? We got this. And so that's my soul to your soul right now, right? Connecting to all of your souls and letting you know, you got this. You're so much further along than you think. And I'm telling you this from every part of my being. If you're hearing this message, it's because you are so much further along than you think, and it is not the time now to stop. There's a time to pause. and to listen and to get into the stillness so that you hear clearly the messages that are coming through for you. But we're not stopping. We're not giving up. We're not going to build a home at this level because this is not where you want it to be, right? Like, you still have a couple of steps to take, but you're not alone in this. The dopest part about this, and you're probably not even realizing, is that there are people behind you pushing you up this mountain, and there are people in front of you that are going to put their hands out and pull you up. I'm sorry, that's another part to share because now I'm crying. But all right, anyway, there's help all around you, and there's guidance all around you, and there are miracles that take place in our life every single day. And when we ask the right questions and we're led to the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding that we need, the clarity that we need, the inspiration that we need, the encouragement that we need, the love that we need, whatever it is that we need is always provided for us. And it doesn't always feel like that, right? Like, I know and I understand messages of the Bible and the Course in Miracles and things like that. I just saw 11:11 on the clock. A lot deeper now than just reading it, right? Like, I had to read the Bible when I was younger. Um, like I said, I was raised Christian. I was raised Baptist Methodist. I went to a Quaker school. Bible school was part of that. Bible class was a part of that. I went to Bible study camps. Like, me and the Bible, it's my ace. Love it, love it. 444. I'm saying on the clock, but reading the words, ask, believe, and receive, and then living through that are two totally different conversations and two totally different energies, right? Knowing that God shall give you all the desires of your heart on paper is very different from feeling like you have someone who loves you so much that it brings them so much joy just to see you happy, and that they really do want you to have everything that you've ever asked for, even if all the fucking humans around you are hating because they don't want you to have it, because they feel away because they didn't have the same courage or boldness to ask for what it is they desire. And that's a lot of what's going on, right? You have not because you ask not, right? You have not because you ask not. Like, how are you viewing your God or a goddess or universe or one consciousness or source or the divine or the Most High, Jehovah Jireh, however you choose to word it, right? Because we serve a God of over 1,000 names, right? The whole collective is aware of this beautiful energy, this entity that brings life to this planet, right? The planet isn't running itself. Everybody's aware. It's somehow things are flowing. Everyone's got a different name for it, and that's okay. You know what I mean? I call it God, sometimes a goddess. Most High, you're gonna probably hear me say 9 times out of 10, Most High, the Most High, the Most High. But you know that loving, selfless parent is very different from the human experiences that we've received, right? Our parents are humans and they're flawed, and they've had to come with their own soul lessons to learn, their own karma to clear, their own growth and expansion, right? And so everyone did the best that they could from where they were at, and now we at our level get to be the best versions of ourselves with those lessons combined with what we came on to learn, and we get to shift and transmute it, right? um Most people aren't out here consciously doing this work, and so the burden can feel even heavier, right? And a little bit more harrowing, because you understand that, like, it's not just about you. It's never just about you. We're born on this planet to have and build relationships so that we can heal through these relationships. It's never just about you. We're a part of the one consciousness. We all decided to incarnate at this time for a reason. It's not just about you, right? Your hunger might be, your frustration might be, but when we expand out of that, right, out of this 3D realm, out of the day-to-day frustrations, right, and we realize it's not just about us, we keep going, right? Like, The reason we started moving up this mountain is because we knew that where we were wasn't going to work. We knew that something had to change, and we knew that nothing was going to change unless we changed it. And so we started walking, and we started moving up this mountain, and we didn't necessarily know where we were going. We just knew that where we were at wasn't it, right? There's something outside of here. There's something above me. There's something bigger than me. Something I'm being led to, right? And we're walking, we're walking, we're walking. And then we're exhausted because you feel like you've been walking forever. And then you gotta walk some more. And it's like no matter how far you go, it's like you're never getting there, right? That's how it feels. That's how it's felt for me, especially for the past 4 years. Like it's felt like I've just been just like a fucking hamster wheel. And I'm like, am I actually making progress? You know, like, am I making progress? Am I spinning my wheels? Am I, imagining this? Am I being bold and courageous? And did I make this up? Is this the calling that God wants for my life? Or, do I think that I'm overreaching? Like so many questions, so many doubts on this path, right? Like, am I on the right path? Is this the right thing to do? Is this calling meant for me? You know what I mean? I started this channel doing a lot of, cards and readings and stuff like that. And my work has shifted a lot. Um, my channeling has gotten a lot clearer in my connection with angels. I love to work with cards because a lot of people that I know that I teach are visual learners. And so I know that when I use the images in the cards, that it speaks to a lot of you, right? That's the reason I still pull cards, because I don't need to pull a card to get these messages. They get channeled right through me every day, right? I connect with the universe. I'm looking at the numbers. I'm looking at signs. I'm connecting with the insect kingdom, the animal kingdom, and at every given moment, right? There's something that I'm tapping into. But there was always this kind of like hesitation, resistance, doubt when it comes to burdening God with my life. I guess I'll say, like I'm like, wow, there's so many other things that God could be working on right now. Like we got wars going on and children are being hurt, and like I'll figure out my own little problems because it's so much bigger than that. As opposed to understanding it's the prodigal son, prodigal daughter, that we are so loved that no matter what's going on in this world, we're still a priority. Like, it's like if you're a parent, or whatever, busy person, you understand, or if you've ever been in management, right? You have like 900 different things going on at a time and some real emergencies, and maybe there's a real fire that needs to be put out, but then it's like someone stops you and they need something for a moment, and you have to stop everything and focus in on that moment, right? Like, doesn't matter what I got going on in the world. If one of my kids stops and falls and hurts himself, I'm stopping everything to go attend to that, right? That's my priority right now. Everything else can wait, right? Gratefully, we serve and have the divine as a heavenly, mother, father, that actually nobody has to wait. Everybody can be served at the same time. If everybody fell on their knee at once, i.e. COVID, everybody's going to get a little bit of help. You know what I mean? So why am I not asking for the help? Why am I questioning whether I deserve the help, that I'm worthy of the help? Because I can ask all I want, right? Ask, believe, receive. But do I believe that it'll happen? Do I believe in grace? Do I believe that God loves me? Do I believe in miracles? Do I believe that I deserve this thing that I've asked for? Or am I asking for something and then sitting in question and doubt and restricting myself and coming up with a whole bunch of reasons why it's not going to work? Thus negating that same energy, right? The universe is benevolent. Good, bad, or indifferent, we get what we put out there, right? If you're putting out confusion, you're going to get confusion. If you're putting out worry and doubt, you're going to get worry and doubt. A large part of why the things that we're manifesting in our path has been so long was because we felt like it needed to be, right? It's like you're taught like, oh, well, no pain with no gain, and you got to work hard for this. You got to, like, that's what we're taught. So we sit here and we like put ourselves through fucking torture and misery thinking that that's what has to happen, when it's not, when we can be in flow with the universe. I said a lot of our legs and arms are fucking tired from swimming upstream. Spent 45 years swimming upstream when I could have been on a raft flowing. You know what I mean? And on that raft flowing, yes, I'm going to bump into things and I'm going to see situations and I'm going to have opportunities for growth, but none of them necessarily needed to be this heavy or this long, right? So you're not alone in this, right? You're not walking this path alone. You're not crying alone. You're not scared alone. You're not frustrated alone. You're not in pain alone. Like, no part of this are you alone. Yes, you have humans like me and other members of the high vibe tribe that are here for you in the physical 3D realm. But you have angels surrounding you at all points. You have your guides, your ancestors, the galactic star family. You know, like literally at every given moment, surrounding you, pouring love into you. You know, I know I keep crying, but I feel them so strongly and the emotions behind all of this. And the help is here, you know, and it's time for us to get out of our own way and to stop being scared of this life, stop being scared of this path and our purpose and our blessings, stop being scared to walk in faith, right? At every given moment, we have a choice, faith or fear. 2112, I just saw. Faith or fear, right? And at every moment, every step along this path, I have had to ask myself that question and make a conscious choice to walk into faith when it was scary, when it hurt, when it didn't make any fucking sense. A lot of shit that I was growing through, I still don't even know why I had to grow through it that way, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be obedient. I'm gonna be obedient. There were situations where I was guided to be obedient that I was not necessarily happy with. But in the end, they served my highest and greatest good. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it is what it is. So I can continue to think that I have my own best interests at heart, right? To think that I have a greater understanding of the macroscopic, viewpoint of the earth than the person that or the entity that is running this entire thing, or I can tap into that energy and I can ask for help. And to not only ask for help, I can be open to receiving it. Not only ask for help, but knowing that I deserve it. Not only asking for help, but being willing to believe that I will get it. Like, it's so simple. It's so simple, but it's so profound. Like, you can have anything you want in the universe. You can be, do, or have anything you want in the universe. There's only two things you can't do. Don't harm yourself. Don't harm another person. Don't harm yourself. Don't harm another person. Right? If you're stealing from someone, you're harming another person. For those of you that want to try to be funny, I'm not just talking about murder and suicide. Right? If you know you're out there purposely trying to steal from someone, harm them in some way. I don't care if it's physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You're dead wrong. You breaking the rules. Two rules: don't harm yourself. Don't harm another person. Now that's it. Now knowing this, and I'm not saying just like knowing this, like, oh yeah, I know. I'm talking about like knowing this, like walking with this. Like, wait, this is my world. I'm the motherfucking star of it. This is my show. And if I don't want to do something, I don't have to do it. And if I don't like something, I can change it. And I'm not talking about the little do shit like, oh, if I don't want to clean my room or wash my dishes, like, let's use common sense. You don't want to do it, have somebody else do it, pay somebody else to do it. That's cool. That works itself out, right? I like to have a clean house, so I'm constantly cleaning my floors. I'm constantly wiping stuff down. I'm constantly doing the dishes. Do I like cleaning? Not nearly as much as I like living in a clean house, right? So to me, it's a simple choice. If you don't like living in a dirty house, clean your shit. What do I like more? I like having a clean house more than I like not doing dishes, right? Simple shit. until I get to the point where I can get enough bread and have somebody else clean my shit every day. I'm gonna do it because I live here and that's how I like to live. Right? Simple shit. But yes, I have the right to be wealthy and to be comfortable with that and to not feel a way about other people that are not comfortable with it. Right? Yes, I have the right to be in a very healthy, romantic, passionate, you know, life changing marriage or partnership with my divine counterpart and travel the world with them and, like go see, I don't know, see all the fucking spiritual. I really want to go see all the spiritual sites in my boo. That would be great. Right? Like I have that ability to have that life. Why not? Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I have that life? I deserve that. You deserve happiness. You deserve joy. You deserve happily ever after. Why doesn't anybody else, right? And anyone that's in your life that's kind of trying to keep that from you is a fucking problem. Because why would someone want you to be unhappy? Right? Like, really think about that. Like, why would someone want me to be unhappy? If I have to be unhappy in order to satisfy you, then this is no longer a love relationship. Because this is not about love. Or at least it's not about you having any love for me. You might have a lot of love for yourself, thus keeping me stuck, stagnant, and frozen. But that's not really loving me, right? So you have this awesome, loving parent in heaven who would love to, who's actually within you, but heaven's within you, but that's another conversation, who would love to give you any and everything that you desire. As long as you're not hurting yourself, you're not hurting anyone else, right? Like anything. Just think about it. Have anything that you want. Not taken from anybody else, not hurting nobody else, not hurting yourself. What are some of the things that you'd like? What are you putting out there? And do you believe with unwavering faith that you can receive it if you ask? It's very different to read the words and to feel into the words, to step onto that path and to give the universe a test, right? And I'm not talking about like, biblically where the devil was like, had Jesus up on the top of the mountain and was like, oh, if you're the son of God, jump off this mountain and let the angels catch you. No, I'm not talking about anything that fucking sick. I'm talking like, put it out into the universe, like, okay, divine, I could use, I don't know, I want to make sure I easily find parking every day this week, right? Or I want to park, right next to my building every day. I want it to be easy. I don't want to have to drive around, right? And just put that into the universe. And all right, oh, and then the next day you go, you're driving, and you park. The day after that, you're driving and you park. And then a couple of days into it, you're going to realize, I haven't had to look for parking this week. Put it out there, it was answered. Abraham Hicks always says it's just as easy for the universe to make a mansion as it is a button, right? Like, we overthink these things. So I want you guys to not be afraid of asking, and then not to feel guilty or ashamed that you asked, right? Like, when a kid is filling out their Christmas list for Santa, right? And they're like, oh, I want a red tricycle with fucking ribbons and blah, blah, blah. And I want to, I don't know, what do people play with? He-Man or fucking Iron Man, right? Isn't that one of the superheroes? Iron Man. I want an Iron Man doll, and I want, what the fuck do kids want? Bikes, dolls, and a sword. All right, I must be thinking about boys. My son just had his 12th birthday. Right, so I want a bike, and I want a sword, and I want an Iron Man. Cool. And they write their Christmas list to Santa, and they're excited. That kid knows every other kid in the world is also asking Santa for stuff. That kid knows they're not the only one requesting it. And they're not skipping a beat. They're not questioning it. They're not doubting it. They're not feeling guilty about it. They don't care that they asked for 3 things and their friend only asked for one. All they know is they put their shit out on a list for Christmas, and Santa is going to bless them. That is the same energy and the same type of vibration we need to be on, right? Got to be a child to get into heaven, right? I'm telling you, these biblical texts are going to start hitting you a little different when you start walking this path, right? So get into that energy when you're manifesting, right? Get into that energy as you're putting things on your list. Get into that energy as you're writing things out. And this part is very important. This part is very important. I want you to write stuff down. I'm not talking about speaking it into a journal. I'm not talking about typing it. Get a fucking pen or a pencil and a piece of paper, preferably a composition book so you can keep yourself to yourself. It's private, right? I have like, I have them everywhere. I have them everywhere. Um, I even keep a little journal on my bag, right? Journal, little journal, little pencil, right? It literally is that serious. So I want you to start writing stuff down. I want you to act like it's almost Christmas. I want you to act like God is Santa, if you believe in Santa. If not, whatever holiday you do where you got somebody that's just gonna hook you up magically, do that. Fairy godmother, fucking the genie in Aladdin, whatever, right? Whatever. We're using our imagination, we're playing, we're in the childlike state. We're believing that any and everything is possible because it is, right? We've all taken our imageries of God and made it into Santa Claus and the genie and all these other things, right? We love to try to put God in a box. So when you get in that energy, and I want you to just put it out there and just leave it alone, guys. Ask and be like, you know what? Dad, mom, mommy, daddy, Santa, genie, Aladdin, whatever you want to call. Thank you. So excited that I get this. Like, think about it. You have a genie lamp in front of you, and you get 3 wishes. You have anything that you want. So anything that you want. Now, caveat, I'm not going to say that God is going to come down from heaven and be like, oh, here's your brand new car. Oh. No, the fun part is as human beings on the planet Earth, right? Very grounded, dense place, we get to get the information and then move with it, right? So maybe you put it out there like, oh, I want a red tricycle, right? And you're walking by the store and you see one and you're like, oh my God, I didn't even know there was bikes here. Or you happen to be on Facebook and Marketplace and you see there's a free bike for sale. Or you're driving and you see one. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're putting the request out into the universe and the universe is like, ooh, awesome. Let's show them all the places that they can get this thing, right? Oh, there's a free bike over there. Oh, I just found this. Or somebody comes to your house with it. I don't know how many times I've been like, I could really use whatever was in my mind. And then like one of my friends or a family member will like roll through with it. Or somebody will mention it at work and they'll be like, oh my God, I have an extra. And I'll be like, oh my God, I needed that. Or I happen to be having a conversation with someone and someone hears the passing by and they fill the void. It happens all the time. This is the universe. This is God. This is the divine. This is your team of light working in tandem with you. But normally you receive these things and it's just so simple and easy because there's no resistance to it. So the things that we're working on right now, I want you to put, if you're going to have 3 things on this list that we write down, I want you to put one that feels a little difficult. I want you to put one that feels a little challenging, right? One that feels a little heavy, because I want you to put it there. I want you to circle it in red if you can. There you go. You know what, Dad? You know what, Mom? This is the big one. Super scared about this, but I really want this. You know what? You said yes, and I'm going to trust that it's going to happen. I'm going to trust that this is going to happen. And then you got to go about your business. In the meantime, between time, what are we going to do? Right? Until the blessing comes. Are you going to stop living life on December 1st because you're waiting for something to happen on December 25th? No. In the meantime, in between time, what are we doing? We're still having fun. We're still cleaning our house. We're still decorating. We're wrapping up other gifts. Maybe we're going to do stuff for other people. We're getting Christmas parties. All types of beautiful magic can be happening, right? But we have to ask, we have to believe, and then we're to be willing to receive. Keep your eyes open, right? There's a bike sitting outside that says, take me for free outside, but you wouldn't notice that if you're sitting there looking at your phone. Gotta have your head up sometimes, right? Gotta put the information out there. Hey guys, I'm doing this, or I'm thinking about that, or can anyone help me with this? So that we're dropping seeds, right? I'm dropping seeds all the time, throwing pebbles in the pond. You never know where it's gonna hit, you never know where it's gonna land, but we have to do our part as seeding the earth, right? Just like this earth was first seeded with humans, we gotta do our part in seeding it with good, manifestations and blessings and thoughts and all the deliciousness of life. So, anyway, there's a really heavy energy going on. Really emotional. That super full moon in Aries was a lot. Um, and now we're in the month of October, so we're in Libra season. Things are really coming into balance, right? A lot of practicality coming in for everyone. So just sit with these energies, and again, just know that you're not alone. That was really the biggest part of all of this today, while I'm sharing my vulnerability with you. It's just, you're not alone. I show up every day and I do this work every day, and a lot of it is thankless, and a lot of it is not acknowledged. I don't know, I've made probably close to like 1,000 videos here on YouTube. Um, and again, even if it's just one person that I help, one person that I inspire, one person that listens to me, then I did what I needed to do. Yes, I could absolutely use more clients. I would love to have more clients. I love helping people, whether that's doing readings for you guys or coaching, or if it's not you, if you know someone that, could use my services, like please send them my way. I would love that. I love that. I love connecting with people. I love pouring into you guys. It gives me purpose, to stand here or to sit here and to feel this need and to just love on you guys, right? That's why I started the male intimacy group, for the men, working men that I've been helping and coaching specifically, because 80% of the people that are committing suicide each year are men, and that's a problem for me. I have a son, he's going to be a man one day. That's a problem for me. I have a lot of men in my family. That is a problem for me. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. A lot of women in my life coming to me that can't orgasm or don't find pleasure in sex, like I'm like, come on, baby girl, come sit down, let's talk about it. Let's connect you with your body. Let me show you that you don't need to be ashamed of yourself because of whatever you were raised in a church or the synagogue. Like, there's so many conversations to be had, right? So I work with women and helping them explore their sexuality and being more comfortable with themselves and loving their bodies. And I think every woman should be allowed to have, if she's having sex, every woman should be orgasmic. And if she's not, she needs to come talk to me, because that's just fucked up. And I don't want any man out there thinking that he needs to kill himself. How many men are not going to go in their homes today because they decided to hang themselves, or they're sitting in the garage somewhere, with carbon monoxide? Like, it's just a lot, right? And so I still show up and I'm pouring into people, because I know that somebody is going to hear the message. Somebody out there just needs to be a little loved. Somebody needs to know that they're heard. Somebody needs to know that they're not going through this shit alone. Somebody needs to know that it's not just them, right? The world is going through it right now. That's why I keep showing up, and I'm like, I know you guys are going through it. We're all growing through it in different ways, but we're all still growing through it, right? And shit is corny. It's whack. It's so exhausting. It's like, fuck. Tired of transmuting energy. I'm sure Archangel Zadkiel was like, bitch, if you don't stop calling me, like every day I'll be like, yo, can you come through with the come through? Anyway, what time is it? All right. My phone all day has been showing me pictures of sun and the moon in various forms. It's just, God just loves me so much. I'm so spoiled. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave it here. I love you. God loves you. Angels surround you. I hope you found this message to just, I don't know, be inspiring, be encouraging. I just want you guys to know that you're not alone. We could all use help. We could all use support. So I'm here for you. Hope you guys are here for me. If you think this message can help anyone, I would love for you to share it. Definitely like, subscribe if you haven't already. Book a reading, book a coaching session, energy donations, whatever. I appreciate all the love. All right. I love you. God loves you. Angels surround you. Later, my beloveds.